How much time in between when you filmed it until it aired?
Oh my goodness, it was a good few months. It was the biggest secret of my life. I
Yeah,
couldn't
it's
tell
hard,
anybody.
right?
I didn't want to get sued for millions of dollars.
Yep.
And none of us had any idea how big the show was going to be. We had not even a stitch of clue, you guys. And it premiered January 2020, January 1st,
No
New Year's 2020, right before we had no idea a pandemic was coming, y'all.
Hey everyone, I'm Derrick Fox and you're watching A Bunch of Losers. Chris Sapphire is my guest today. You might know him from the Netflix mega hit show, The Circle. We talk about the psychology of this crazy show, being a catfish, traveling, social media status, God, energy, and so much more. And yes, he did the blind taste test. Let's go, loser. Chris!
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Are we on? Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, world, wherever you're at watching this at this very, very moment.
So for people that don't know, because I have a lot of... You like sparkling?
I love sparkling, especially with vodka.
I had to leave the booze today because I was supposed to be off, and then I just found out I have to work tonight. So,
Hey, that's a blessing.
yeah.
Get your money, stack that up, save it, buy yourself a 98-inch television for no reason.
Is that what you did?
Just do it. That's what I want to do. Well, maybe not a 98. Them hoes is like 10 grand. It's like, okay, that
Costco got some deals.
can get you a used car with 10 grand, you know? Drive
Okay, so
somewhere.
For those that don't know, because a lot of my following is just they follow me because they're fans of MasterChef, trying to branch it out. But you're on The Circle.
The Circle season 1.
Season 1. I have so many questions because being on an OG show, like or an original show, like a one-off season 1, it's not like you're searching to be cast on this show.
It just came to me. It all came
so
to me.
how did it show up? Like, what were you doing? Where were you? And how did they find you?
So it's a very magical story, you guys. Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm very, very spiritual. I had been praying and praying, asking God, what is the next thing for me? Because before The Circle, I was doing morning news.
Really?
I was a morning news personality coming on this national morning show like Good Morning America, but for the CW network. It was called Eye Opener. And they found me on YouTube, and I went for the little audition. They liked it, and then they offered me to do it for the whole year.
So they just reached out.
They reached out, and that was an answered prayer on its own. Before that, I was doing medical billing. And I had landed a contract with the people to do RuPaul's Drag Race to do a YouTube show for them on their network. And I had not been focusing so much on that. And I told my friend, we worked together, I said, you know what? I want to leave this job. I want to go work on my YouTube channel and make it so good that I land a TV gig. And it happened.
What was your YouTube channel all about?
It was the Chris Sapphire Show, ladies and gentlemen. And
it's about you. I love it.
It was me talking about current events, pop culture, things of that nature. And I just really, really put a lot of effort into it to make it right. I'm a production hoe. I love production.
Okay, now it makes sense why you're geeking out about the mic stands. And
I love it. I'm all about details and things, and I love the name of the show, A Bunch of Losers.
you say it like a surfer, bro.
I love it.
That's so funny.
I love this. When I was told, could I come on this, I said, fuck yeah, because I like the name.
Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, the dream came true. I did that for a year, and then after that, I was like, God, what's next? And so one day I'm at my aunt's house.
Okay.
My phone rings, and it's Alyssa Edwards. She's a really famous drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race. She's touring the world right now. I mean, she's huge.
Okay.
She's like, there's a show coming out called The Circle, and she's like, bitch, you've been doing social media your whole life. I think this is for you. She's like, they're gonna call you in 20 minutes. Bye. And so 20 minutes later, the phone rings. Hi, is this Chris? I said, yes. They're like, hi, this is blah, blah, blah. We are looking for people for a show called The Circle. I talked to Alyssa, and she said you'd be a great fit. Would you be interested? And I said, sure. So I hit it off with the casting guy on the phone. They're like, we're going to be in Dallas in a few weeks. We'd love to meet you in person.
Wow.
So I show up to the in-person meeting. They got cameras and everything set up.
Yeah.
They interview me for about an hour. And they're like, well, thank you so much for coming. Now, I had done auditions for years.
Right.
So I already knew how to do this and what's up. And I didn't think much of it.
When they say it like that, that's pretty. Yeah.
I said, well,
I'm
it's in
with
your
you.
hands, God.
Yep.
And next thing you know, ring, 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 ring.
In the car ride
Hi.
home?
No, not even that. A few days later, they're like, ring, ring. They're like, fill out this application. I fill it out online, send it in. Ring, ring, ring. A few days later, we need you in Los Angeles. They fly my ass out. And I just kept getting a call back and a call back and a call back until they're like, we need you in Europe. Because that's where we filmed The Circle at, in Europe.
No one. I was like, I can't figure out what city this is. Like they're doing. I'm like, this is not L.A. It's too. It looks too clean to be New York. I'm like, what? And it's not. For a second, I was like, is this Chicago? I didn't. Okay, so where in Europe?
Well, we filmed it in Manchester, UK.
Okay.
And that secret's been out already.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that's so interesting as to why. We'll get to that. Okay, so tell, for people that haven't seen The Circle yet, and everyone has to go watch the show, because first off, when I started it, the way that they're introducing everybody, I was like having you guys come into your rooms and stuff, which, by the way, you had the best room.
Thank you.
You had the I was like, if I had wanted any room, I would have picked yours.
Oh, thanks.
But the way everyone's coming in, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a craptacular, like old school MTV reality show. This is gonna be terrible. Like just because, just because like Joey, like the way he came in.
Yeah, buddy.
He was like, we got dishes. Like, yeah, dude, it's an apartment.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh god. But then now, Joey. I love Joey. I love Shuby. Like, I want to be in LA when I want to have you in LA, Shuby, and Joey, and all four of us go out to dinner. That's like my new dream.
Well, I say join us. It is incredible. We get together every year when a new season of The Circle ends. We do a massive reunion.
Oh, okay.
And it's just so fun being with the gang. I'm so glad we genuinely all get along to this day.
I have a lot to actually talk about this and reasons why after like really like watching it. But okay, tell people what The Circle is.
All right, you guys. The Circle is a competition to see who can be the most popular person on the social media platform called The Circle. And sometimes you're talking to people who are real. You don't know if they're real or they're catfishing you. And we're all trying to get to the very, very end where you can win $100,000 by becoming the most popular person in this huge apartment complex. You can't hear the people in other rooms, can't see them. All you do is speak to each other on a social media platform, kind of like we do in real life.
Right,
know?
Almost. It's like, it's so crazy because you guys are talking to the TV or, however they're recording your voice, and they're putting it to text and you send it. So as soon as you send it, we're seeing all the nuance of how you're talking, right?
Yes.
How you're thinking, like if you're saying it in a certain way. But then when it arrives, it's read in that person's feeling, however they're feeling.
Yes.
So if they were just talking to somebody in another room and they're like, they think you're a catfish or whatever, and then they're all like heated, and then they get a message from somebody else, like their perception is completely different than the way it was delivered.
It can be
so wild.
Yeah. It can be. And what's really funny is when I would speak to the system, it would write the way I was saying it.
Really? It was that good? And that fast?
I was like, what in the world is going on? I would be like, girl. And
Yeah.
But
how did it know to do like the GRU?
Whoever was controlling that system, the Circle system, must know how bitches talk in this world, because they had me down to the T.
They were typing fast, for sure.
Yes, and you're right. The perception is everything, because if you've seen season 1, you will notice that Shubham, he hadn't met me yet or anything, and he thought I was too in your face, which I am.
You are, but in such a like real way. But Shubham, so I love the calling him Shuby.
Oh yes,
he just followed me as I was pulling in here on Instagram. So because I followed him last night, I was following the whole cast last night.
Oh God.
So once production called and was like, Chris is in. I was like, message him, ask him which episodes I should watch. I was like, because I don't have a lot of time.
Yes.
And then I hadn't heard back, so I was like, I'm at work. I just put it on. I have headphones on. I cook and watch shows and shit. So I put it on, and then I was up all night last night.
Oh, you got bit by the bug. Yep.
I made it to episode 8. So don't spoil. Yeah.
I won't. But geez,
yeah,
you did
8
get bit
hours.
by the bug.
I went full on. Because it's just so wild. Because then I got into like I know I'm rooting for you, but I'm just trying to be like, just watch and just really
Yes.
pretend like I just found this show and respond the way that it. And you know what's really interesting is, Shuby's just so genuine, right? Like he comes all with love. Like there's no sass. There's nothing malicious. There's no like he's such a genuine dude. So at first, everyone gravitates to like Sammie, obviously.
Yes.
I mean, she's a little firecracker, smoking hot. You're like,
oh my gosh.
she's gonna rise to the top, just like you would in school, like the popularity thing.
Yes.
But then as soon as you get to know people, like everything switches, and then Shuby is at the top multiple times.
Yes.
Because you're like, I trust this guy. He's genuine, and like when people are genuine, whether it's through a screen and you really don't know who's on the other side, or in real life, like they will prevail. They go further.
True.
You know?
True.
Which is so wild to me too, because I just got to the part where Sean and Bill are introduced.
Yes.
Oh, I have so much. Okay. What I want to know is, let's fast forward to you finished. Don't tell me anything, but you go back and you watch this. How much time in between when you filmed it until it aired?
Oh my goodness, it was a good few months. It was the biggest secret of my life. I couldn't tell anybody. Right? I didn't want to get sued for millions of dollars.
Yep.
And none of us had any idea how big the show was going to be. We had not even a stitch of clue, you guys. And it premiered January 2020. January 1st.
No shit.
New Year's 2020, right before we had no idea a pandemic was coming, y'all. And it blew up overnight. Our social media was skyrocketing.
Yeah, what was your social media before?
I left to the circle with about 4,500 followers.
Wow.
4,500.
And now you're 500,000.
Now we're at beyond 500,000. Thank you, Jesus, for all the people who give a shit about my crazy ass that want to follow me on my journey. It was insane waking up to blue check marks throughout all social medias. I was like, this is so surreal. And new features pop up once you cross a threshold on Instagram and all these sites. And the people writing you from all parts of the world, the celebrities that I grew up loving and admiring, now writing me or knowing who I am. I was like, this is a miracle. It is still a miracle. So and cool. It's so the gift that keeps on giving. I tell everybody when I do interviews, I said, we got very, very blessed. We got very, very blessed. Our season, I know all seasons are blessed, but this was a mega blessing because we had no idea a pandemic was coming. So the premiere happens. They drop 3 episodes per week. I believe it was 12 or 13 episodes. So it was a good few weeks.
3 episodes a week?
A week.
They were getting people to binge.
Oh, honey, people were tuning in every week. It was getting crazy. And after the show ended, the pandemic hits. And so the ratings just went through the roof.
Right, because everyone's home.
And everyone's home. So the premiere was life number 1. The pandemic was life number 2. Then life number 3 happened when it finally premiered in the UK, Ireland, Wales, all that. Because of some legalities, our season didn't air in the United Kingdom, but it aired all over the world, Brazil, Canada, France, Dubai, everywhere you could think, Africa. And finally it aired in the UK and it became a smash hit over there because The Circle comes from the UK. And this was the first time they get to see the Americans doing it. So because it's such a massive
this is already
hit,
a show.
It was massive over
That's
there.
Why I got, okay.
Massive. And actually it got canceled in the UK, even though it was high in ratings and a massive hit. But I heard rumors. There's rumors, y'all.
You love talking to the camera.
Oh, honey. For the people watching.
Out of all the guests I have, you have... It's so funny.
I'm telling you, for all the people watching this, wherever y'all gonna see it, I'm looking at y'all. But yeah, so that was life number 3. And then season 2 premieres. Okay. So then after season 2 premieres, and that's a hit, everybody went back to season 1 for all the people who are just catching up. 4 lives did this have. And then after every new season, people start binging. I still get messages to this day of people like, oh my God, I'm late to the party, but watching The Circle.
I mean, it really is cool now I mean, gosh, you think back, like when I was a kid, I would have to, if I wanted to watch something, I would run home from school to catch the new release on TRL of what new song was coming
Oh
out, not what new
God.
music video, right?
Yes.
I would run. I'd be like, I can't hang out, Billy. I gotta see this
I
music
gotta
video.
see TLC.
Right. So now that it's like it just sits there. It's like I get the same. I get messages from all over the world.
Isn't it amazing?
And people are like, I just watched and you should have won. And I'm like, I'm so tired of hearing that, but I know, right? But I did win. You know, that's the thing. Like when it's this kind of response, you did win.
I think so too. I
did.
tell all the new kids that get on the circle because we're like a big old family.
I want to go on.
Oh, dude, you know how many people write? They're like, "Can you get me on the show? Can you get me on the show?"
No, I'm not gonna ask you that. I'll find the email. I can do that.
I do the best I can.
Yeah.
You know, they write me every year. They're like, "Chris, do you know anybody you think would be good to be on it?"
I think the problem with me is that I'm already like, it's not like a secret of who I am.
Well, you could catfish.
I know, but here's the thing. That's okay. I could catfish.
You could catfish and go as somebody else and see where that goes. This last season, they had the Spice Girls on there.
Oh, they did?
Dude, season 4 had the fucking Spice Girls, the real ones, on there catfishing as somebody.
Wow.
I was so like, oh my God.
You know what? I could catfish and just fully be me.
That's
because
it.
everything that I have and offer and do is, I think, genuine and fun. And I'd lead with being a chef and all that shit.
That's it.
They would get. You saw they got all over Antonio, and he's like self-proclaimed chef. He doesn't know how to poach an egg.
Be careful.
I was so mad. I was so mad at that.
You must, and it's funny because I didn't know what I was doing. I was a child. I had only seen like 10 seconds of the UK version of The Circle, and so I went in there and I said, thank God I have a notebook. Thank God I thought smart enough to bring a fucking notebook. And now everybody brings a notebook if you watch all the new seasons.
Yeah.
And I was taking notes. How old is this bitch? What's her name? What's she do? Because my memory sucks. And it was just such a great experience. And yeah, they had the Spice Girls on this season. I thought, you lucky ass kids, because I'm a 90s kid. I would have freaked the fuck out.
Yeah. Okay, so going back a little bit, those few months go by, the season premieres. Now, what was it like watching the show? Now that you can see how everyone was reacting in their rooms to the messages coming through, and like, you know, you're actually like watching yourself kind of be manipulated by some people. Like, what was that like?
I was gagging, which means I was living. I was enjoying the life out of it. They did so great in capturing a lot of moments that I had a good time doing, producing, creating, whatever you'd call it. There's a lot of stuff that did not air that was really, really good. For example, there's a conversation I had with Mercedes.
Okay.
And we had a mutual friend. What are the odds of that? So that didn't make the show. I guess the production was like, oh, shit, she's getting a little too real.
Well, right, because you guys, when she came into your room after she got cut, spoiler alert, sorry, I think you're supposed to say that first. It's been out for a minute.
It's been out for 3 years.
But we got new, I know there's new people, but anyway, when she came into your room and you guys like connected, I could tell there was a little more of a bond that didn't make air. And I know that just from like, you know, all the time that we spend in the green room not cooking, we develop these bonds. So you see when like people on MasterChef get cut, like some of them will give each other hugs, or they'll get teary-eyed, or there'll be like a secret handshake, and you're like, oh, they developed something that didn't make air.
Yes.
You know, so that happens.
Oh, we had that bond. Right. And she's a lesbian, and I'm a big old flaming gay dude. Right. So naturally, we're going to have this magical rainbow bond. And it just popped out. And we had the greatest conversation. And mind you, I had been in that apartment in isolation for so long that when she came in, it was just so good
to see somebody else.
Hi, human. Yeah. And you're a gay human. So
yeah.
I can unleash the Kraken. It was incredible. We drank and we talked, and then she left, and that was it. And the journey continued.
So when you're watching at home, like now that, you know, 3 episodes come out, like what was it like seeing what was going on in the other rooms?
Oh God.
Like the guy that was pretending to be Rebecca.
Yes, Seabird.
Yes. He is fucking funny.
Dude.
He'd always have like some paper mustache on, or like you don't know that, but then watching it back, you're seeing that. Like, what was that like?
Well, I believe it. I'm like, I can only imagine. We were in absolute isolation.
Yeah.
We lived in those apartments. that was home.
Yeah.
No talking to the outside world. You couldn't even hear the outside world. It's soundproof. And so I can imagine. So when you see the edits and people are playing bowling or they're writing, that's what people are doing to stay occupied until the alert comes out, and then you got to start playing the game. And so I love Seaburn. We keep in contact to this day.
Okay.
He kind of reminds me of like Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude is destined to be like a stand-up comedian or something.
He's so funny.
They're all doing so great right now.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them. Sammie, she was working with Rihanna's people. Joey has a movie coming out.
Joey's got a movie coming out?
He's got a movie coming out that he actually put a lot of funding behind, and I'm so happy for him. He's been on other reality shows. Shuby's out there traveling the world. Sean became like a huge voice for the big and beautiful community.
Yeah. That was interesting to me. That was interesting to me that she comes in, like, you know, we see her first. We don't know that she's going to be a catfish or pretend to be somebody else. And she's a person advocating for, you know, big women, beautiful women, like
plus size
women. Such an advocate, but then chooses to be like her supermodel friend to the circle. I thought that was really interesting because it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know how I felt. I don't know how I felt about it. I thought that was really strange because it was like, this is a moment that you could go on here and just be you.
Yeah. She was proving a point to the world that she felt that if she portrayed somebody that the world, the standards of our messed up world perceive as beautiful, that maybe it would help her get further. And then she said, fuck that, and decided
I'm not that far.
Oh, I'll leave it right there then.
Right there.
Let's just say she said, fuck that.
Yep, I can imagine. Okay.
Oh, it gets good.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's actually one of the really big episodes that gets really good.
I can't wait.
I'll leave it there.
So what was the food like? Did they just stock your fridge? Did you tell them, like, this is what I like in my fridge?
They're like, baby, what do you like to eat? I said, honey, I need spicy food. I need jalapenos. I need all that shit because I want to make salsa up in here. And because we're in the UK, it's hard to find spicy shit. Oh. So UK, do y'all like spice?
No.
It was hard. I know y'all like the Spice Girls, but I was like, can y'all please find me hot Cheetos, flaming hot Cheetos, because I'm addicted to that shit. They find me some. The bag is Cheetos, flaming hot, and bubble letters. And it looks like Barney the dinosaur stuff. And I'm like, these are the flaming hot Cheetos in the UK?
Yeah, it's packaged different.
So different, because here in the US, you know, there's flames of fire and all the colors. And I was like, fuck it. And I tried it, and I was like, yeah, I guess it is kind of like flaming hot Cheetos. But, dude, I was cooking my own food.
Yeah.
Rice, chicken, making random nachos. Whatever I could to just make me feel like I was
But
home.
they kept it stocked. So how did, like, they would just knock on the door, drop groceries?
A producer would come. They're like, do you need anything? And I was like, I think that chicken went bad. Because the UK is different. They're different about preservatives and things like that. So the food would go bad quicker sometimes. So they would restock me on chicken, whatever I needed. Right. And I had Pringles and things of all that. Hardly any booze. Hardly no booze, which was great because I felt like I want to do this just being absolutely me. Yeah. And I'm glad I did. I can look back and go, honey, I did that sober. I didn't need anything.
Right.
So I feel like the devil always looks for a little angle to get at you. If I would have done it drunk, then the devil would have been like, you need alcohol to be that crunk. I don't need shit. Just me, myself, and I.
Right.
And you.
Well, it was probably nice to get a little detox, right? Like,
oh, it felt great. I love to drink. It's one of the things that I enjoy as the Texan. Hello. That's what we do.
No, people drink out here.
But I don't need it.
Yeah.
I can give it up. I can give up my phone. They were like, how are you going to be without your phone?
That's
I'm fine, baby. Take the phone.
That's the best part. I love that.
I grew up in the 90s. I know how to disconnect.
Yeah. How many weeks did you film?
We filmed in there for about 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks I was a tourist. So I was in the United Kingdom for about a whole month.
That's it? They did that whole thing in 2 weeks?
Oh, dude, 2 weeks.
It went fast.
It went, well, when you're in there, it's like, oh my God, day one. I got through day one, then day two, day three. By the end of the second week, it was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Gosh. It was 8 weeks for MasterChef.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 weeks, no phone.
8 weeks filming?
Yeah. Yeah.
8 weeks of filming?
Yeah. 22 episodes, you know, it's like, the first episode, takes an entire week to film because there's so many contestants competing for like an apron, and they have to whittle it down, but like everyone has to have a shot. So like, yeah, we wear the same clothes for an entire week for the first episode.
Oh my God. Do y'all get to wash it?
No. No. Like,
damn, that hoe must have smelled like food straight up.
You just smell like food. You just smell like garlic and butter, which isn't bad.
I mean, I like garlic and butter.
Yeah. Sometimes like my beard was like, I just trimmed it this morning, but sometimes it's like I get home and I'm like, that's garlic.
Oh, I love garlic.
I just smell like garlic all the time.
Garlic breath, beer breath. I love it all, man. 8 weeks, dude. I can't even fathom being.
Lock your phone up for 8 weeks. Try that.
I hope the check was cute.
What you mean?
Did they pay you?
No, we didn't get shit.
Y'all didn't get paid for 8 weeks of
our per diem. We got a shit ass per diem. Yeah, I'm actually pissed about it because I did 2 seasons. I did the season 6 and then I did the All Star season. And season 6, our per diem was $100 a day once we got aprons, and then this All Star season was $50 a day.
What?
I was like, yeah, I'm extremely mad about it, and I like because it's like, first of all, everything is more expensive 6 years later, right?
Yeah, but this is an all-star season now.
And it's also, we should have been like pampered as fuck, and we were not. We filmed during COVID, so we were isolated to one floor of the hotel.
Oh God, Lord.
Basically quarantined during a quarantine. Like we only have our room. We're not allowed to go anywhere, not allowed to do anything.
Oh no.
It's rough.
I feel so bad just hearing that. I can't imagine the poor kids that got on other seasons of The Circle. The pandemic was in full swing while they were filming it. And poor y'all. They didn't get to be a tourist. They didn't get to see Manchester. I feel so bad
but like
this
is like the perfect show for that kind of thing because no one's interacting. So
oh, it was cool though.
Yeah.
When we were out there walking around just being tourists, they had like a system that if they saw another contestant nearby, we'd have to avoid walking down those streets and stuff.
Oh, no shit.
It was the coolest thing. Mind you, I had never been to the United Kingdom. This was my first time overseas. And that's another prayer that was answered. Very weird. I'm very, very spiritual.
Yeah.
We filmed summer of 2019. It debuted January 2020. But before that, January of 2019, I get these really strong feelings every now and then of something's about to happen to me. And I got that feeling in January. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I think I need a passport. I feel like God is going to take me around the world this year. And look, he did.
You had this inclination you need to get your passport.
I sure did. And I'm having that feeling a lot lately here. I've been feeling like I'm getting prepared for something really big that's about to happen to me. And it's been weird these last few months. So many of the things I've always wanted to do have been manifesting. I was born with a crooked jaw. It was always a dream of mine to get it corrected. And this February, I finally got it corrected.
Wow.
I always wanted braces. I've been doing this for 2.5 years. So many things are happening around me. And I'm like, what are you getting me ready for, God? And I feel
something's coming for sure because I like, look, just like in the couple hours I got to just do some research on you. I'm like, wait a minute. Like I feel like I've seen this guy before, but also at the same time I'm like, how do I not know about you, right? Because like you just have such a personality. It comes through on the TV big time. Like no, you're destined for greatness.
Oh, thank you. I'm just a channel. I don't take no credit for anything I do.
Enjoy it then.
None. I take no credit for anything I do. You know, if I had no spirituality or none of my spiritual practice, I don't know who or what I'd be or where I'd be. I'd probably be dead or something.
Did you always have this spiritual practice? Or do you know when you found it? Was there a specific moment?
It came to me when I was 14.
Okay.
I was raised Catholic, but you know when you're a kid, you don't listen in church. You're ready to go home, play Nintendo 64. When I was 14, I was bullied really bad by grown adults on the bus and the train. But my scholastic life was incredible. And so school was my escape. But going home on the bus and the subway train and all that, I'd get, oh my God, bullied horrible by grown-ass adults. People touching me inappropriately, people threatening to beat me up, people following me.
What city was this in?
Here in Dallas. I'm born and raised here.
Oh, okay.
So our train, I say subway train because
I was like, subway?
I don't know if people understand light rail. So I'm like, it's like the subway train.
Yeah.
And after dealing with so much of that, I didn't know what anxiety and depression and shit was. So I got really dark in my spirit, in my mind, and I thought about taking my life. And the day that I was gonna attempt to, there was a book on my bed that introduced me to God, and it changed my whole life.
Wow.
And since I was 14, I'm 34 now, I've been practicing it. These last few years, I've been getting deeper into it, learning more about the origins of it. Is there any evidence for it? Why do we believe this? Is it Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny? And I mean, it just is so convincing when you go down to the root of what's going on and then the archaeological evidence for all this stuff. It's just very mind blowing. And I have seen it work in my life and I've seen the miracles happen around me. I mean, I tell stories of really supernatural things that have happened, not only my dreams coming true, but things around us that are just like, how did that just manifest?
Mm.
I don't control outcomes in the world. I just pray about it and then boom, it just comes. And I'm like, that has to be God. There's no way. And then if you look at the universe and things like that, like math and physics and a fine-tuned universe, something is showing itself that there's something beyond us that is behind all of this.
Yeah.
I call it God.
And that's what I was about to say is like I'm not afraid to have a different point of view.
Yeah.
No judgment.
No. We live in a unique world.
What I feel is the same thing that you feel, but I just call it energy. I think that the way that this whole universe circles around, when you find your vibe, when you find your energy, everything clicks. The things you want manifest because you're in that energy and you're resonating with it, you're connected. And when you're not in the right energy, if you're low, if you're down, if you're in a dark place and you're not vibing, those bad things happen. Those, and that's what I think people could call the devil, and then if you're floating too high, energy will bring you back down. It'll humble you, like you can see that. And
oh yeah,
I feel like for me, it's hard. Like I have this weird, like so many groups of people have tried to put a face to God, and it's like, I don't know that.
well,
part
there is
hard
no
for me.
face. That's
Right.
the thing. Like in Christianity, a lot of people I read things online. People are like, y'all worship a guy in the sky. It's like, no, dude. It's
your
like
voice.
we don't. It's like
You do this.
if you really took the time to learn what the New Testament's saying, it's like it even says the invisible God. No. God is immaterial. He's personal. He's clearly super intelligent. He's not physical. And that's what makes the whole Jesus thing very interesting. You have a man claiming to be God in human form. And people weren't dumb back then. People were building pyramids and the ancient Greeks had beautiful temples. This was 2,000 years ago. People weren't stupid. You had great philosophers back then. So if you got some man walking around talking about I'm God, people aren't going to be like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You better back up them claims. And he's claiming that he's going to resurrect in 3 days. If you don't come back in 3 days, bro, we all got God. We got to go find a new cult leader.
Been catfished.
But something happened that these people went to their deaths, horrible deaths, proclaiming exactly what they saw. And I mean, I could talk about this for hours. And so I'm at a place in my heart where I'm fully convinced. And the more I study and learn from these great teachers that travel the world talking about this stuff, I'm like, yeah, something's going on. And it's showing itself.
Have you watched Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix yet?
Or Ancient Aliens?
No.
Oh, it's a new show?
It's a new one.
Where they're talking about ancient civilizations?
It's a journalist that travels around and he's going to all these ancient civilizations.
I was watching that the other night. Well, starting it, and then I fell asleep.
It gets really good.
Yes.
Like 4th episode in, they're showing stuff that's like pre-Ice Age.
Yes.
Like it was wild. I mean,
yes.
It's worth checking out because the way he's talking about it and the evidence that he's seeing, he's talking about how all these civilizations that were around the world during different times, there was this big catastrophic event that involved water at the same time, and a lot of different religions talk about the flood. Yeah. And if they're on the other side of the world and having the same experience, like this is not a coincidence. But also, how did they know how to build the way they did?
I think of that all the time.
And he talks about these God or gods or spirits or that have given them the information.
And that's weird. In the New Testament, the New Testament, maybe, or the Old there's a passage the Bible says wisdom and knowledge come from God. And I'm like, that's fascinating. Because clearly we see that there's a similar pattern of information around the globe in ancient civilizations.
Right.
For example, pyramids.
Yeah.
They teach us in school, Christopher Columbus came to America in 1492, which is probably a big-ass lie. And so if you're saying that you have ancient folks here that are in this side of the world, they were building pyramids, and then their civilizations die off and people keep moving on into whatever age comes around. But here, this untouched part of the world from this side of the world that hadn't seen this side yet, and their ancient folks were building pyramids and shit too, calendars.
Right.
Where's all this info coming from?
Yeah. But also,
trippy.
How much of it is instinct, right? Like, you've never built a pyramid, but if you were stranded out somewhere with absolutely nothing and you need to start constructing something, like, which way would you go, right?
Yeah, but the thought.
Right.
The thought is what's the magical part.
Right.
Where do our thoughts even come from? Have you ever stopped to think that one? You don't even know what you're going to say 5 seconds from now, and it just comes to you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That is what's trippy. Where did that thought, let me build this shape and build it high, and unbeknownst to them, bitch has been doing it on the other side of the world.
So everyone pause real quick, go smoke some weed, come back.
Get that bottle.
We're getting trippy here. No.
Oh, I love all this stuff. And all this stuff just further it doesn't take me away from the faith, it strengthens it. Because if wisdom and knowledge come from God, clearly it does. Because we're just flesh and bone. We're like walking steaks, yet we're conscious and we're smart.
We're walking steaks.
We're like walking steaks, bitch. And we're conscious and we're smart and we can imagine, and there's a voice in the fucking head. How do you put a voice in a steak? And yet there's one in there that can see pictures and solve problems and do math. It just shows itself. And there's a Bible verse, not to get all preachy, y'all, but y'all know I'll do it. It says he is clearly perceived in all creation, so there is no excuse. And I'm like, well, you got me on that one. Because I'm alive, that tree's alive. This world, it shows that it all comes from something. You were born, a tree was a seed, everything has an origin, the Big Bang. What starts everything?
Right. We could go on for hours.
We can go for hours.
But let's go back. Walking steaks, things, living, beans,
walking steaks,
physical
making
things.
Steaks.
How about cakes?
I love cake.
In your email, you were talking about cakes, and I was like, man, I hope I get to this. And I was literally about to turn it off, and then the cake episode happened.
Yes.
Oh, my God. First of all, they tell you the challenge. So, how much time, you said you did this in 2 weeks. How much time between alerts do you think there was? Was there a whole day, or was it like a couple hours?
But okay, fun fact, you guys. When we started filming, the system kept malfunctioning.
Oh, of course.
So there were times when we had a lot of downtime, a lot. And so I was reading, meditating, whatever I would do in my room. And I don't know what everybody else was doing in their room. But once the system got corrected, them alerts would come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You could be taking a dump. Alert!
So it's almost like they would like wait.
They would get you.
Yeah,
they would get you. And the only time I had privacy was when I had to use the restroom.
Right.
And so I would purposely go in there and blow it up on purpose, just to give the people listening to everything I did, or the people watching, I'd be like, well, enjoy the show.
Here you go. So when they first announced this challenge that you got to do a cake in 30 minutes, I was like, that's bullshit. There's no way they can make a cake in 30 minutes. Yeah. I was like, they have to cool the cake before they even put frosting on. And then they show the picture of the cake you got to make. And I was like, there's no fucking way. And then I learned everything's delivered ready. You just have to assemble it.
Assemble it, yes.
But
props to you.
There's a serious talent in assembling a cake. It is not easy.
Props to you. You're a chef.
Yeah. And so, Joey,
what in the world did Joey do with his fucking cake?
So when you were watching this back, like when you were watching that episode, he's got the bottom of the cake with the yellow, and he's just putting it on with his
It was a hot ass mess. Y'all have seen the episode. His table looks like somebody got murdered on it.
He starts putting frosting. I don't even know what color this is.
Just plopping shit together. And then when we see the photo, it's like, what in the world?
He was
It needed an exorcism.
It was bad, but no one used the scrapers. Everyone was like, "What is this thing?" The flat plastic, the scrapers. So that's how you get the frosting nice and smooth.
I don't remember having one. Did I have one?
I watched everyone like literally just like throw that thing to the side. Like they did not know what it was.
I think they gave us fondant. Is that the name of fondant?
Fondant.
And again, props to you.
Yeah.
For you know how to make cakes. Clearly, you're a chef.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not easy.
It's not. It's not easy at all. That's why when they were like 30 minutes, I was like, this must be coming already baked.
It was a mess. I think I did pretty good. I don't remember who won that challenge, but I liked my cake.
Miranda.
Did she win that challenge?
Yeah.
Lucky ass Randy Bananas. I love her so much. I actually see her every time I fly out to LA. She's incredible.
Is she in LA too?
She's in LA.
Oh, you gotta hook me up with all. I gotta get all of them on the podcast.
God, we get together and we have a full blown blast. And the fans of the show go nuts when they see us out there. It's the coolest thing.
Super cool.
So cool.
God, what a wild show.
It's like we're a band. We going back to earlier, we had no anticipation how big it'd get. And so we created a group chat where we would all lean on each other for support. You know, nobody was ready for that kind of attention. And, you can't even prepare yourself for that kind of attention. And then the comments that come with it, you know. So we were each other's support system. But I'm so thankful. Fortunately, we all got really positive feedback from the public.
Well, I mentioned earlier I wanted to touch on that because I feel like when you have the ability to walk out in the world and choose, right? Like I could see if I was in a bar or a club and I saw you and a group of friends and I was with friends, our energies would connect.
I can see that.
I guess you got rock and roll vibes. Like I would, and I don't get threatened by anybody. I have no jealousy. I'm like, if you're cool, let's hang.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Oh, we get along so well.
Oh, good.
Virgo.
But that's interesting too because as a Taurus, when I was younger, I had a lot of anger issues, and I still am very bullheaded, but less. I've done a lot of work on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let the bull out that much. Anyway.
Only when needed.
Only when needed. And usually it's not good. So when you go out in the world, you can pick and choose your people, and you do that a lot of the times visually first, and then you start having a conversation and all that. But when you're dropped into these shows, and casting does a really great job by going and picking people from all walks of life and getting all these big personalities or shy people that they know will deliver, like Shuby, you end up like you still have your guard up, but you end up like developing relationships with people that you would never expect, and it becomes like it becomes a really good I don't know what I'm trying to say. It becomes a really good like life tool. It becomes a good it changes you. Like it changes your perception about and perspective about everything.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, there was a girl on my first season of MasterChef. She's from Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Super shy, and her name's Katrina. And you would never think. I mean, she is just the most like soft, like, you know, flower dress, yellow sweater, bow in the hair, like you would never expect her and I to be friends, and like we became best friends on this show.
Love that.
You know, and it's like what's really cool about these kind of situations is you get put in a place where you can't choose. It's like destiny is said, give this a try, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people that have been on shows like we've been on, and you go out in the world now, you look at people completely different.
I can see that.
Do you agree?
I can see that. Totally, I can see that. I see it all as it like again, it is destiny, and I see it as a big blessing. But I've always loved people. Since I was a little kid, elementary school, middle school, high school. I love people, and I would gravitate and purposely befriend the shy kids because I wasn't really shy. When I was a little boy, I was like 5, 6, and then I just blew out of my shell. And especially when I came out of the closet, there was no going back. I high kicked the fuck out of that. And I would gravitate towards the kids that were shy because God had blessed me to be able to make friends easy and all that.
And make people feel comfortable.
Yeah, and I thought, let me use my blessing and spread it to other kids, and it's been amazing. I remember this girl named Monica. She saw me a few years ago, and she just came up to me, and she was a whole different person. And this was a girl who would have her hair in her face and would always be shy, wearing black all the time. And now she was in floral dresses, full face of makeup, hairpin back. She was like, "Thank you for being my friend." I was like, "See,
Amazing.
you never know who you're gonna impact." So
Yeah.
going back to like shows, it's destiny, it's a blessing, and it's just cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's just so interesting how like the dynamics you see, like when you can't leave, you're kind of forced to be in this situation, how you can get along with just so many different types
Yeah.
of people. It's like that's why like when you see it happening in these reality shows, and then in real reality, like we have governments trying to build walls and shit. It's like what?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense. It's like
Yes.
we as people, we need to be around each other. We need to
Mhm.
communicate.
We're all human, dude.
Yeah.
Building walls and then claiming to be Christian
Wild.
when the Lord says, "Bring them all to you."
Wild. The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy
Oh,
is
the
wild.
hypocrisy is insane. But I agree with you. I love people. Come on down. Let's all get along. Let's all get fucked up together. Drink some beer. Eat marshmallows.
So
Burp. You know, life is short. Enjoy it.
the rooftop was pretty cool. At least
I
it
was
looked
so
cool.
mad, dude. Well, not really mad, but when I saw the scene Joey in the hot tub,
Yeah.
I said, "Bitch, did nobody call me to get in no hot tub?"
So they would call. It wasn't like you call and say, "Hey, can I go to the hot tub?" They would say, "Hey, we'd like you to go up and go to the hot
They
tub."
were like, "Chris, we want you. Let's go do a little workout. Let's go to the workout room." And so I'd be in there, and then an alert comes on. It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's why y'all wanted me in here."
Yeah.
But I never got to go into the hot tub. I hope to one day if they ever do
They
another.
definitely like, we got to put Sammie in here.
Oh, Sammie's gorgeous. She just had a baby and she looks
She
great.
did.
She just
I
had a baby and
just
she looks
saw that.
phenomenal, which blew me away when she announced that she had a baby. I was like, "Oh my God, dang, time is flying so quick. I can't believe it's about to be 3 years."
Yeah, and I also wouldn't have expected after watching, and then I went and looked her up on social media. I'm like, whoa, that was a fast forward. I was like,
Oh.
I would never have guessed she'd be having a kid right now.
These have been the fastest years of my life. And it's all a huge blur in some way. And I catch myself getting moments where I'm like, "Oh my God, what is going on all around me and stuff?" You know, it's weird.
So what are some of the things that, excuse me, burping.
I know, me too. I'm like, why am I so gassy today?
So when you were, you do the premiere and then fucking COVID hits and the world shuts down. Like for me, like what we normally do, I mean, I didn't do this so much after All Stars because I have a gig, but like after the season 6, I went like touring around the country cooking dinners for people.
Oh, I love that.
Like, so what is something that has come for you guys after being on this show? Because it's not like, this isn't a show so much about talent. It's more about being a personality.
Being you,
Yeah.
being your absolute self. Well, I'm so glad that I didn't catfish and I just took a chance on me. And it has been such an amazing, what's the word? Affirming experience.
Yeah.
For me, and I'm so thankful. I was getting booked all over the country, and then COVID came and everything got canceled. And that happened to a lot of my castmates. But then the internet came a calling.
Yeah.
And the gigs popped up on the internet, and I got a call from this amazing young lady named Kaylee, who's my agent to this day. And Kaylee works with a lot of big stars out there, and it was such a blessing. She's like, we watched The Circle, and she's Jonathan Bennett's agent, the guy from Mean Girls, who's Aaron Samuel.
Okay.
They called me, and we were all on the phone, and he's like, you got to go with Kaylee, and they were just being so sweet. And I was like, let's do it, girl, let's do it. And I've just been doing a lot of commercial work, a lot of
Nice.
partnerships, we all became, I guess, real life influencers. And I'm not like a big fan of the word influencer, but it's on the taxes. But yeah, we all became that in real life.
It's amazing how it changes too. It was interesting to see when, like, especially like when Sammie got check marks, when she would freak out like so much. But it's amazing how our society is given such clout to that blue check mark. I mean, and where it's more important or more has more power, because like right off MasterChef season 6, I got the blue check mark on Facebook. This was early when they were doing blue check marks.
Yes.
And I was like, dope. And then, but I didn't understand it yet because it wasn't really much of a thing.
Yes.
And I wasn't utilizing that power. And then Instagram blows up.
Yes.
And I couldn't get the blue check mark on Instagram. I couldn't get it. It took going back on season 12 and getting more press season 12 to finally get the blue check mark.
I see.
And then everything changed. It was like, now they're throwing money at me left and right to do videos.
Yes.
I'm like, that little blue check mark.
It really helps. Well, we see what's going on with Twitter right now. Now people buying it, and we're seeing the chaos that's creating.
I love what's happening over there.
It's a big jungle over there. You see people buying the blue check mark and then posting wild stuff. And for me, we woke up and they were there, and it was a great thing because people were creating fake accounts, and then people were using my pictures and doing all this stuff. So when it showed up, it really helped the viewers know, okay, this is really me.
Right. Well, and I was having that issue too right out the gate, and I kept emailing it or submitting on Instagram. I'm like, here's fake accounts of people making fake accounts of me.
Yes.
Can we verify mine, please?
Yes. And I think that's important because I don't need no bitch out there trying to be me or speaking for me, and then it causes chaos. So if you see the little thing, that's us.
Right.
That's us.
Finally. But it's wild how much clout comes with that thing.
Well, I see it as like, I saw it again as a miraculous thing because I didn't have that. And before the circle, I was on another reality show called Dancing Queen with Alyssa Edwards. She got her own reality show on Netflix. And I did a cameo on that. After the new show had ended, she called me. She's like, I got my own show. I want you to be on it because we've been friends since I was 18. And so I did that, not knowing that down the road, the circle would come into my life and how everything just changed overnight. It's so surreal. Going out after the pandemic, I would be places wearing a mask and no makeup on. My hair wasn't done, wearing a cap.
Still get
and
recognized.
People would tap on my shoulders to this day.
Yeah.
3 years later to this day, I was just on an airplane from
It ain't gonna stop.
LA.
It doesn't stop.
I don't know. When was your season of MasterChef? What year?
The first one was 2015.
Wow.
And it still happens. I mean, the All-Stars just, blew it up. But even before All-Stars, all the way up to All-Stars.
Yeah.
I can't go into a grocery store without getting recognized.
I believe it. It happens all the time. And so I knew something was going on after the premiere of The Circle when I walked into the CVS down the street from my house in the hood. I walked in and these girls are like, and my mom's like, do you know him? And they're like, oh my God. And they were just freaking out. And I go, in my own hood? I said, whoa, something is going on. And then, of course,
it's fun.
After the pandemic settled down, it's just been wild. Yeah. I was just in LA and I got on a plane and this girl starts screaming the moment I get on. She was like, Chris!
They get wild.
I love it. Oh, I got ambushed in Deep Ellum. I was in Deep Ellum walking down the street. This girl starts screaming. Then these people turn around and they all see me. And then more girls across the street saw me. And next thing you know, I'm surrounded by like 30, 40 girls screaming.
This show is big. I can't believe how big it is. I can't believe I haven't watched it. Yeah, I mean, I've shared this story on here before, so sorry for the frequent listeners, but I had this lady pick me up in Costco. Like, pick me up. She was so excited to see me. She bear hugged me and lifted me off the ground.
Oh, my gosh.
It was violating.
Oh, my God. Sometimes, so those hugs could be a little painful. I was at the club and
she shook my Costco membership out of my back pocket.
Oh, my God. I love the love. The love is beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, no, I make time for everybody.
The only time it's painful is when someone's drunk and they're hugging you and they're drunk so they don't know how hard they're hugging you. And you're like, oh, my ribs. My ribs.
The super intoxicated ones are tough.
It's all love. It's
Yeah,
all good.
it's
Though.
funny though. But you're
It's
like,
all good.
God, dude, you're talking to me so close. Like your breath is so bad right now.
Oh, baby, it's all good.
You just gotta muscle through it,
That
right?
happens to the best of us. I love that you shop at Costco.
Oh yeah,
dude, I love that.
Crab legs at Costco are the best.
Oh, you're a seafood.
I like it all. I like it all.
See, I don't eat seafood.
Why?
Much.
What is going on there? You don't like crab legs?
I was in biology class, grossed me out.
Biology class ruined seafood for you.
Yes, we were watching some shit on fish, and they started showing sperm and fish eggs and all kinds of shit, and I was like, ugh. And I just never saw seafood the same again.
That was it.
I will eat sometimes fried shrimp if I'm a little drunk. And I'm not gonna lie, when I'm at a Mexican restaurant, sometimes I see a shrimp cocktail. I'm like, damn, that shit looks good. But I don't do seafood.
That's wild.
I'm a turkey.
What?
Chicken.
Turkey's the top of your list?
I rarely eat beef.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I rarely eat beef.
This is wild.
I'm a chicken and turkey queen. The other day I made turkey meatballs.
So you're stoked for next week. I'm all the turkey that you're like, I eat turkey year round. It's not even
I like spicy food. The spicier the better.
Yeah.
Eventually I'll come around to seafood. I'll just say this. If you and I were stuck on an island and there ain't shit to eat, we're about to have a fish fest.
Yeah.
Trust and believe we'll get a coconut, scrape it out, try to figure out how to get oil out of that hoe to fry some shit up. We'll survive.
We would survive.
Trust, we will.
I would blow your mind with some seafood.
Oh, I like being blown. That's so bad. I'll keep it PG.
No, you don't have to. This is great. Man, that's wild though. I couldn't imagine life without seafood. Like
it's very healthy for you.
It is so healthy, yeah.
For your brain.
But there's so many like, good vitamins, omegas in it.
And we need that. We need that.
And it's delicious.
For the heart. I'm Hispanic, so we got diabetes and blood pressure and all kinds of shit in our community.
Yeah.
I need to probably eat more.
You probably do.
Seafood.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it'd keep me healthier.
But stay away from tilapia.
What's wrong with tilapia?
It's a fake. It's like not real. Like, yeah. Go look up a tilapia farm. You won't ever eat it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's bad.
Okay.
That one's bad.
I used to eat at Long John's when I was a kid. God. Long John Silver's.
Yeah, that's all like, yeah, no.
That yellow crust was so delicious. Whatever it was made out of, dude, it was
like
the bomb.
What's the one at McDonald's? The
Filet-O-Fish?
Filet-O-Fish. Oh, God.
My mom loves that stuff.
My first job was McDonald's.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, it was.
You were making some
fun. I had fun.
And now you're a private chef traveling the world.
That was not the goal either.
What is your favorite thing to cook?
That question's tough because I cook a lot of stuff. I mean, one of my favorite things I think is scallops, just because they're easy. You can cook them quick, but they're also really easy to fuck up. So getting them perfect, that's the hard part about scallops, and I really enjoy that because when you get a perfect scallop, man, it's just delicious.
And food is your passion.
Yeah.
It's what drives you.
Well, you know what's funny is it wasn't initially. Food was actually like therapy. Cooking food was like therapy for me.
Oh, I like that.
It was an escape. I would go to the kitchen, and I think that's like the Italian blood in me. It was just like I'd go to the kitchen. I could find my peace in the kitchen. When I was young, I was really into baseball. Baseball was my passion. My goal was to play second base for the Yankees and before before A-Rod would retire. It was like I want to turn a double play with him. Like that was like my goal. And when I got into high school, I had a coach that really got in my way. And it made me so frustrated. I had like just anger issues because of it. And so I started playing the drums to get that frustration out.
Good.
Because I'm not like I don't like hurting things. Like when I was angry, I would never get angry at somebody else. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna get hurt people. But I had so much frustration. I need to bang on something.
Beat the shit out of something.
So where it actually started, I flipped some trash cans upside down in my garage. I skipped school. I was like, fuck school today. Put these trash cans in the garage upside down, made some mallets, banged on them for hours. My parents came home. They're like, okay, we'll get you a drum set. And banging on that. And then it went from being terrible. I'm also self-taught at everything I do.
Nice.
So I'm terrible on these drums. I don't even know how to set them up. And long story short, I start getting good. And I join a band. And our band starts playing shows. And so, like, before, like, the only social media we had was MySpace. And
that was fun.
That was the best.
Good times.
That was the best.
Great times.
It's never coming back. You just got to reminisce. But anyway.
Or maybe it will.
Our band got really big on MySpace. And I was having that attention like you're talking about. Like, I would go places and they're like, you're the drummer for Later Days. And like, I would take photos and sign autographs. And we were fully independent. We were just blowing our band up on MySpace.
I love that.
So we played Warped Tour and, you know, we did some awesome shit. We moved to LA as a band. But then my therapy turned into my full-time gig. And so then I didn't have an outlet anymore. It was like I'm pouring everything into this newfound passion of being a drummer. Baseball's long gone. Like, I can't do that anymore. And so I needed something new. And being in LA, you know, it's expensive. And I would work at restaurants in between gigs, you know, if we weren't touring or whatever, to support myself, make extra money. And I just fell in love with the art of food. And so I would see like the chefs at the restaurants doing whatever, and I would try to go home and recreate it. And then I was like, this is fun.
God, that is an amazing story.
But then now, but see, here's the thing though. Now I can still go home and cook for myself to center myself and get zen. But also, like, I can do it at work.
Right.
Like, for some reason, this doesn't feel like work for me, you know?
That's the best.
Right.
When you're doing what you love and you make a living doing it. Do you ever see yourself going back on tour, getting back into the music?
Man, I actually had a buddy hit me up the other day. He's like, you want to start a band? I was like, bro, I want to so bad, but I don't have the time. I don't.
I'm telling you, nostalgia pays right now.
I know.
Everybody from the past is hot again on the touring circuits.
I know. If MySpace came back, maybe, but
I'm sure people out there are like, what happened?
I know. It's really tough because, like, you know, also in LA, when you live in an apartment, you can't bang on a drum set. Like, we have to go rent a studio anytime we want to play. So even just sitting down at the drum set costs me money. So that part's tough because I stare at my drum set stacked in the corner every day. And it's just like what I use that for is I look at it and I go, if I gave that up for this, I better make this count.
Yes.
You know, so that's my motivation every day.
Well, I'm glad it's going so well for you and you get to do what you love and you're making money and you're traveling. And I mean, that's just the dream.
Yeah. I mean, I get to be the rock star, but I'm just not loading a drum kit around.
And you're giving people pleasure.
Yeah.
You're entertaining them in the inside with food.
Yeah.
So you're still producing art.
Yeah.
I think us artists, we just need an outlet all the time. I do so much shit, you know?
Yeah.
I need art. It keeps me alive.
Yeah.
Power to the arts. You know how they're trying to take it out of schools? Fuck them hoes. We need more of that.
You know what, though?
In the school.
I never actually, like, they had some art classes when I was in school, and I think real artists, like, it's not taught. You got it. You got to go find it. You can cultivate it. But, like, the way it's taught in schools, it was like, I was always so bored. I was like, I need to go home and do this.
I went to an arts magnet middle school and high school.
Well, that's the difference.
I went to Griner here in Dallas, and I mean, I did theater since I was in first grade to eighth grade. And so after that...
Okay, I take back my statement.
Yeah, and then after that, I went to Booker T, which is a big arts magnet here in Dallas, like Erykah Badu, Norah Jones. So many other artists have graduated from there. And that school was incredible.
Yeah.
I got kicked out after 2 years, though. I was having too much fun. Remember I said my scholastic life was good? I was having too much fun. But yeah, art is everything.
That's also the only reason like stayed with food is
Mhm.
because of the art of it.
Mhm.
And I always say the better my art, the faster it gets destroyed because they eat it. And the faster
Yes.
they eat it, that means the more they liked it, right?
I gotta tell you, food is one of my biggest passions in this lifetime. I look forward to eating.
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm excited to eat. When I look at chips and salsa at a restaurant, it makes me glow. And if the salsa sucks, I think the whole restaurant sucks. I love food.
Well,
I would rather eat than have sex. Yeah. Maybe I haven't had good sex. I don't know. But I would rather maybe I should eat and have sex. I don't know.
food
But
fetish.
I
Well,
love
speaking
to
of
eat.
that, then, not the sex, the food.
I take videos
Although
of
I'm
my food.
unhooking a blindfold right now.
I know. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. I haven't had action in many, many years. The pandemic.
The
that
podcast
pandemic.
has changed. So I
pandemic.
just bought this from Whole Foods. 'Cause speaking of food,
Oh,
I'm going to bring you
Lord.
into my world.
Oh God, here we go, y'all.
What I like to do with my guests is test their palate
Oh.
because that's very important as a chef. So since you love food so much, but I lost my other blindfold. I don't know. I left it either at another studio or something.
Oh Lord, this is like Fear Factor. Am I gonna eat like bull balls?
No, I would never do that. This is gonna be more like
I mean,
this is gonna be more like Hell's Kitchen, not Fear Factor. But I just noticed that this is like a real like high quality sleep mask.
Like you could freeze it and like.
It's got lavender in it
Oh, good.
to like help you sleep.
Yes, lavender's good, especially for people with anxiety. Did y'all know that?
But I hope that doesn't interfere with what you're tasting.
We'll be good.
I think it'd be all right.
Oh, I love food. When I was a little kid, I would go to McDonald's and I would order 2 Big Macs, 20 chicken nuggets, a McFlurry, and a large fry and an apple pie for good luck, and I'd eat all that shit.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Oh, I was a big boy and I was
Yeah?
happy. I was so happy when I was big. I was.
That's tough. I struggle with food a lot right now, actually. Because before I became a chef, I had 4% body fat. Like I chiseled, just lean, chiseled. And just because I was playing drums every day, I was loading drums in and out of it. It was like my life was a workout. And now, like I stand basically in a small kitchen and I do 10,000 steps in a circle, but not really. And then just.
Oh, dude.
So
I was so happy when I was big, and I wasn't aware of looks or bullshit like that when I was big as a kid, and then puberty hit, and then I came out of the closet in 8th grade, and then somebody told me some fucked up shit, and then I became anorexic, bulimic, anemic, almost died from that, and then I got healed from that, and now I just love food with moderation,
but not
you know.
seafood.
Just not seafood.
We gotta change.
So
that.
I've had.
You've never had Chilean sea bass?
Nope.
That would change your world.
I look at an octopus.
No, don't eat octopus.
Or a squid. And I go, the bitch that ate this the first time must have been so hungry to look at that creature and go, damn, you look good.
I say this about a lot of things. I actually have an artichoke tattooed on my wrist here. And I made it look like it's glitching in the Matrix because the person that figured out that you could eat that thing.
But that's with anything.
But not anything. Like some stuff looks like you could eat it. But an artichoke?
Or a mushroom. How many bitches died eating mushrooms before they got to ones you could actually eat and not die from?
That's why it's wild that our whole civilization is still even existing. Like we made it past all that shit.
Yeah, or like who looks at a frog and go, mmm. And people eat frog, honey.
Frog legs are good.
I heard alligator tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken with a touch of like salty seawater.
I have tried snake.
Yeah?
I've tried snake and I've tried elk.
Elk is so
Elk was
good.
good. It tastes like beef jerky. Was so good.
Yeah.
And I love pork.
But how did you have it cooked? Are you a well done steak kind of person?
It was like jerky. Elk jerky.
Oh, you had elk jerky. Yeah.
I was in high school and my homegirl.
No, you gotta try like an elk steak.
I would like to try an elk steak. My brother's into all this stuff.
Yeah.
My brother's about raccoon and quail and all kinds of deer. He's all about that. And I'm like, I just want some chicken nuggets from Burger King. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't you just have that like last night?
I sure did. I've been
I
getting
was creeping on you.
I've been getting into Burger King more and more lately. I'm like, damn, Burger King is good. Shout out to Burger King. Am I gonna have to put this on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you put that on.
Oh shit! I hope I didn't break it.
No, that needed to come off. I just
You don't
didn't
mind
want
if
to.
makeup gets on this, because
No, I'll get it washed.
Okay, because I wear so much makeup, I look like a drag queen. All right.
Oh, you got it on upside down, I think. No, you don't. No, you got it. You're good.
Ooh.
Do you see anything?
I feel like we're on Howard Stern. Like something's about to go down, y'all.
About to go down.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
This is exciting. Happy Friday. We're doing this on a Friday, y'all, so you know.
I kept it kind of simple.
Ooh.
I had so many ideas, but it was just like, thank you, by the way, for doing this such short notice.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I was like, oh, I know he likes spicy.
I do.
I don't have anything spicy for you. So.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, what if I go get every type of spicy chip and see if he can figure out which one's which?
Oh, how exciting. This is fun.
That's what I wanted to do. But I was like, I don't have time to go source all these chips.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a little hungry. My stomach's been a little rumbly this morning. So if it's one of those blue chips, that blue chip challenge.
I would never do that to you. I think there would be some kind of legality thing with that.
I kind of want to try that, though.
I do, though. I've been seeing all the videos. I'm like, these people are crazy. Like, they all think they can handle it.
Well, I did do the Hot Ones challenge with my friend. We bought the kit and we had all the sauces. And I got all the way to the very end like a G.
Like a G.
Like a G. And I went home and I ordered the bomb hot sauce because it was so good.
I fell in love
spicy.
with a Scotch bonnet mustard hot sauce off of there. Because I did the same thing during the pandemic. I ordered them all and did it live for my fans.
I'll tell you what, if you're ever in the UK, be careful with that Coleman's mustard.
Yeah.
It shocked me. I thought I was just putting regular mustard on my grilled chicken sandwich. I bit into that and I almost choked.
Yeah.
It was so spicy.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you on a little journey here.
Okay.
And then, I don't even have to worry. I think you'll describe what you're tasting.
Okay.
But surprisingly, I've had chefs miss this first one. So here we go. So what I'm going to say is I'll just say open up, and then I'm going to feed you.
Oh, shit.
All right?
All right.
All right, open up. Teeth on the spoon kind of person. All right.
So, is this a chip?
No. This is
Oh, it's just all kinds of food.
all kinds of different stuff, yeah. No, what I wanted to do, we are not doing. Because I didn't have time to go find chips.
Is this a carrot?
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
You were so disappointed.
Here, I thought we were going to try spicy chips. I was like, what is
I
this?
have no spice. Here, if you want to reach out your hand, I'll give you your water so you can rinse in between.
I love carrots.
Okay. Your water is right in front of you.
Vitamin A, good for the eyes.
Ready for the next one?
Yes. You know, in movies where they try to eat all sexy, like, I'm just going to be like, ah.
Yeah, open up. You're funny. A little complicated, huh? What is that texture?
This is crunchy, chewy. I have no clue what that is.
They don't sell it at Burger King.
This ain't no hood food.
I almost spit
God.
energy drink all over you.
It hardly has any flavor.
Definitely needs to be seasoned. What you think? Throw out a guess.
Is that I'm trying to see if I catch it. Hardly any flavor. It almost tasted like a bland carrot. Was it
basically?
Was it an uncooked asparagus?
Close. You're so close.
Shit. I have no idea.
This is a good look for you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
Zucchini.
I've never tried zucchini in my whole life. I have never tried zucchini in my whole life, you guys.
That's a raw zucchini. I suggest cooking it and put some salt and pepper on it.
Okay. It had hardly no flavor, y'all. I have never tried zucchini in my life.
My goodness.
Never.
Well, I know you've had this next one.
I hope so.
But again, this is unseasoned. We're going raw. Okay.
This is so
Do you want to rinse your mouth out? Do you want to take a drink of
sure.
water? Here.
This is so fun. This is hilarious.
This is great. All right.
Okay, y'all. I don't know where the table's at, but
almost.
there we go.
Okay. Open up.
I know what this is instantly. Avocado.
Okay, good.
Bitch, I told y'all I was big and happy.
Yeah, I was hoping you didn't fail that one. That would not.
Man, it's crazy when you're blindfolded. You know, you don't know what's going in your mouth,
That's
honey.
what I love about this.
No wonder people do this kinky shit.
You're gonna have a whole new experience.
Like,
You're gonna invite someone over and be like, I got a game we're gonna play.
Oh, baby, let me feed you avocados.
Okay, let's see. This is a weird one.
You know, fun fact, I used to not like avocado, but it's grown on me the last few years.
Did you say what?
I used to not like avocado. It was weird. I felt like it had a really weird flavor, and now I love it. The same with sour cream. I always felt like, why do people eat sour cream? It has no flavor. And now I catch the subtle tone in it.
Yeah, because it's
very subtle.
It's more about like that little bit of bitterness.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny? Sour cream is so highly fattening, and it's like, is it really worth the amount of fat for that tiny flavor?
No, I don't think so.
I'd rather chug ranch.
All right, open up. I don't think you're getting it. It's not really a teeth food. You don't use your lips.
Sorry. I just had reconstructed jaw surgery, y'all, so I'm having to relearn how to use my mouth.
Fair enough. I don't even think I would get this one, but it looked fun.
Whatever that was good. It tastes chocolatey.
Interesting.
And noodly. Like,
my grandmother used to have this.
I don't know if those are noodles or little marshmallows or.
I used to go to my grandmother's house and she would always have this. I hated it as a kid.
It tastes good. Whatever. It's kind of sweet though, like a little too sweet. Was it like SpaghettiOs?
No.
Alphabet soup.
I'm dead.
The texture.
I'm gonna tell you because you've got the texture. Like it could easily be confused for that. It's tapioca pudding.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Wow.
Tapioca pudding.
Yeah.
What is that made out of?
Tapioca.
What is tapioca?
It's like a starch that you can, it's like, yeah, it's a starch.
Sounds like my homegirl. Hey, tapioca. My friend down the block. Hey.
Okay.
Where the weed at?
I chose this one because I feel like, well, I'll tell you after. Open up.
Okay. This. Is it kiwi?
Close.
Papaya?
Further.
Cantaloupe?
Getting way colder.
Oh shit. Passion fruit?
Coming back around?
Raspberry?
Come on, that's not close to a raspberry. You want another bite?
No. That very unique flavor.
I chose this because I thought he's gonna like exotic stuff. He's had some exotic stuff. You ready?
What was that?
Dragon fruit.
Oh my God. What did I say? Passion fruit?
Yeah.
I don't even know if there's such thing as a passion fruit.
There is.
Dragon fruit.
Yeah.
I had never tried that.
We did it. You went all the way through. You can take the blindfold off.
Oh, yay. Oh my goodness.
And you did that without messing up your hair. Great
Oh
job.
God, thank you.
Woo!
I had never tried that before.
Round of applause.
Thank you. Look at all this stuff. How fun.
Yeah, tapioca pudding's like you would never like guess.
I would totally get drunk with tapioca. Sounds like my kind of friend. Straight up. Thank you for that. That was fascinating.
That was cool.
I had never tried dragon fruit. And I don't think I've been fed like that since I was a baby. Little baby.
You got a new kink in the belt.
That was something new. I enjoyed that.
Chris.
Yes.
Are we missing anything?
I think we've said it all, done it all.
What you got coming up?
Right now, I have taken off of work for 7 months.
Wow.
Because of my jaw surgery. I'm healing.
Right. Yeah.
But I called my agent the other day. We're back on the horse.
Yeah,
I just did a commercial for Hornitos Tequila.
Hell yeah.
And I have a big collaboration right now with Jefferson Dental, honey. They are taking care of all my needs. If you ever want to get your teeth done, go to them. Tell them I sent you.
There you go.
And we're just getting back on the horse and going back out there. My agent's been calling me about people wanting to work with me, and we're negotiating stuff. And like I said earlier on the show, I just feel like something's coming.
It's coming.
God's getting me
I
ready.
can
I
feel
mean,
it.
from donkey teeth to diva, something's definitely coming.
Where can everyone find you?
You guys, Google Chris Sapphire, and
That's
all
it.
my social medias will pop up. You see the little blue chat, girl. It's me, not an imposter. And I will see you there. Remember, keep the faith. Don't give up on your dreams. Always believe that the impossible is possible because, honey, it's true. I'll tell y'all real quick before I leave, so y'all know that this stuff is real. My aunt passed away a few years ago, and we went to her funeral. And after we left, my mom was in the car screaming, Marcy, please tell me you're okay. Why? We get to a red light, and I'm in the back seat of the car. A car rolls up, and I'm looking at it, and the license plate says I'm okay. Now you tell me, what are the odds of that? Keep the faith.
Woo!
That's
Bless.
it.
Chris, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. So nice meeting you.
Let's grab a photo and
Yes.
then let's get on with our day.
That's it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. See you when I see you.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to A Bunch of Losers with me, Derrick Fox. Please comment below if you guys have questions for any of these guests. I'm sure they would love to answer, and I'll answer as well. So let me know below. Also, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, and then also make sure you're following us on Instagram, A Bunch of Losers with Derrick Fox, so you get the update on the new episodes. We will be launching them weekly. All right. Thanks, losers.